Am I the a-hole for sleeping with 50x more people than my husband? I started dating my husband years ago, and he was super good for me. He was very strict with himself, somewhat religious, and very hardworking. When I was with him, my grades improved. I lost tons of body weight, from eating healthier, and overall had a better life. But after I saw all my friends getting really drunk and then hooking up at a party, I missed that a lot. I asked my boyfriend if he was willing to open up the relationship. After a very long fight, he got his way and he was strictly against it. He said that if I wanted to be with him, then I would have to wait till marriage to do anything with him. At this point in time, I had lied to him and told him that I was a virgin. I felt like I was being dragged down to a boring life by my husband, and every day felt more and more mundane. Later that year he proposed, and I finally felt like my life was getting back on track, and for once in a very long time I was having fun. We even had our first and second kid, in the duration of 1.5 years. My husband was already pretty rich, so he didn't work a lot, but my job was also very high paying. And so I started to get into my head that I was doing more for the family than my husband. And furthermore, my husband didn't like to have intimacy too much, because he wanted our relationship to be a connection, and not physical. After more and more build-up of this mentality, that I was better, and that I had the say in the relationship, I finally told my husband. I told my husband that I had slept with over 50 other men, before we were dating, and while we were dating, at the start of the relationship. He was particularly more calm than I had expected. He said that it was okay, as long as I know that you wouldn't do that. He said that of course, it was wrong to be a liar and that he thinks I shouldn't have acted like such a he by putting myself out there that much, but he was willing to look past it. Excuse me? I was shocked by his response. How could he call me a liar and a he? But my husband wasn't ready for what I was going to do next. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with 50x more people than my husband? My husband and I had been in a very good relationship. But I had been lying to him. I told him that I was a virgin and that he was my first, up until we had 2 kids. I finally told him that I had intimacy with over 50 other men, and I have done it in every single way possible. He was surprised but remained calm. He said that of course, it was wrong to be a liar and that he thinks I shouldn't have acted like such a he by putting myself out there, that much, but he was willing to look past it. Excuse me? I was shocked by his response. How could he call me a liar and a he? I asked myself. I was dumbfounded, and immediately slammed the house door and locked him out. That night he had to find a place to sleep. Even though he was paying for the house, no one gets to say such things to me. The next day right in the morning, my phone was going off so much that it practically turned into a vibrator. I knew that my actions hurt him, but I didn't care. If he didn't want to Bert, he wouldn't have said the things he said to me. I had that same ideology, and that led me to get with his brother. I knew it would hurt him, and that it was wrong, but I had never felt this alive. I was tired of having to act like a good mother and good wife, and this was my only outlet. When he found out about my real tie and shy-op with his brother, it broke him. He had both a feeling of anger and sadness. He was holding back tears, and I had never seen him like this. So that morning I decided to get a divorce. My mother and husband were so shocked and didn't believe it. My husband pleaded, saying he would do anything, literally anything for them to stay together. I blatantly refused him and that was that. He was broken, but I was free. I had only realized just how much my husband was doing for the family now. He was always cleaning the dishes, washing the clothes, and helping a lot with the kids' homework. I was struggling so much. I couldn't keep up with all the work I had to do. All my kids started to see me as a monster. Obviously, it was my ex's fault that the kids thought of me this way. It was almost impossible to balance my life, so I gave in and called my husband. This kept on going for a long time. My husband would always come at first call, he would help with the kids, make dinner, and even one night when I forgot to take out the trash, he did it for me. I was starting to realize how much more considerate he was, and I was convinced to go on a date with him. I set it up, and he looked extremely excited to go. But I was overwhelmed with guilt and ended up not going. I want him back now, but after everything I'm not sure he will take me back. He said that he needed some time to think, and I'm not sure what to do. My mother is saying that I don't deserve him, but I think he will take me back.